Assalamu alaikum bari ngol ngali konton kali bismillah mo be Kerr Fatou jibe ka nyen tembenna koma mu Momodou Sabally Supporters leti milialon ko bi finditale pour ka yitande mol ko laftale pour Sabally bula natale ka wole mabe ale message jol moyle mi alon ko ibe wole fokan bi ibe min fokan wole nyindi ko pour Sabally ke moti mi alon ko ya bula Sabally mi alon ko ya mutanun komando nga jibe kolbe laban na nyama
arrest one, arrest all. Arrest one, arrest all. No the political intimidation. Intimidate us. You cannot intimidate us. Protect human rights. Protect human rights. Never again. Never again. Never again. Never again. Never again. Free Sabally. Free Sabally. Never again. Never again. Free Sabally. Arrest one. Arrest one. Arrest one. Never again. Never again. Protect human rights. Protect human rights. He has a right. Free him. Free Sabally. He has a right. Free him. Not the intimidation. Not the intimidation. Not the unlawful detention. Not the unlawful detention. Free Sabally. Free Sabally. Free Sabally. Never again. Never again. Never again. Never again. It's not free. We fought for it. Free him. Free Sabally. Free Sabally. Free Sabally. He has a freedom. He should be free. He should be free. He should be free. He should be free. Never again. Never again. Never again. Never again. Free Sabally. Free Sabally. Free Sabally. Never again.
We are not going to jeopardize the integrity and peace of this country. And we are not going to allow anybody to also intimidate us. We are doing a peaceful demonstration to ask for the release of Mr. Sabally.
We all understand that it has been 6 days since Momodou Sabally was arrested.
Wait. Let's have complete silence, please.
It has been 6 days since Momodou Sabally has been arrested and detained by the police. The mandatory 72 hours as provided by the Constitution expired on Saturday at about 4 p.m. Up to date, Sabally have not been charged with any offense whatsoever. The police and the Attorney General Chambers coordinated and made an application to the High Court for Sabally's continued detention until January 5th, 2023, by which time he could have been detained for 16 days. The supreme law of our land explicitly states that you cannot hold anybody beyond 72 hours without taking them to court. The police and the AG chambers knows they do not have a case against Sabally. However, they intend to restrict his constitutional fundamental rights and freedoms. So they filed a bogus expired application to prolong his detention. Sadly, the malicious, convictive and political motivated application was granted by the High Court. The Constitution vested the same High Court the power to protect citizens from infringement of their constitutionally guaranteed fundamental rights and freedoms. In Sabally's case, it is evident that the state institutions give the constitutional mandate to protect and ensure fundamental rights and freedom are the perpetrators, using the law to violate his rights and freedom. We know that the police and the AG chambers want to charge Sabally with treason on Tuesday. Gambians, both here and in the diaspora, know that his statements are not treasonous. However, since treason is not available, regardless of the lack of merit of any such prosecution, Sabally will be remanded in the mile 2 through the trials. This is the objective of the government, to put Sabally in prison so that he cannot campaign in the upcoming local government election. This is a well-calculated move by politicians, aided and abetted by the criminal justice system to silence Sabally. The question is, how is this any different from the way Jammeh weaponized the law and used the justice system institution to target political opponents? We are witnessing a emergence of abuse of power by the state against its own citizens. Criticizing government is a democracy, it's not a crime. We demand Sabally's immediate unconditional release and end to his political prosecution. This attack on Sabally is a betrayal of the ultimate sacrifice, like of Solo Sandeng made in 2016 to remove this country from the jaws of dictatorship. Sabally is innocent and Sabally should be free. Free Sabally!
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 Free Sabally! Free Sabally! Free Sabally! Free Sabally! Free Sabally! Protect our rights!
Protect our rights!
Protect our rights!
Free Sabally!
Free Sabally!
Free Sabally!
Free Sabally!
Free Sabally!
Free Sabally!
He's not a criminal!
Free Sabally! Free Sabally! Free Sabally! Free Sabally!
Criminal! He's not a criminal! He's not a criminal! He's not a criminal! He has a right! Free Sabally!
Free Sabally!
Free Sabally! He has a right! You cannot silence him!
You cannot silence him!
You cannot silence him!
You cannot silence him!
You cannot intimidate him!
You cannot intimidate him!
You cannot intimidate him!
You cannot intimidate him!
Free the young man! Hey, come back! Come back!
Come back, eh? Boy, atta ya Burundi.
Hey, come back! Hey, hey! Yeah. Hey, come back! Hey, hey!
We are coming out of the peaceful protest. We demanding for the immediate release of Sabally. We are not fighting with you. Tell your men to keep their hands.
They will not touch you. Yes, they will not touch you. I'm going to please.
Let's go. I know. But tell your men to keep their hands. Let's move. Let's move. Keep moving.
Before I read out my statement, I just want to send a message that we are aware that one of us has been arrested by the police, but we are having reports that he's released, but we cannot confirm he's released yet. So we are going ahead with our protest all day, every day, until Momodou Sabally is released. It is 6 days since Momodou Sabally was arrested and detained by the police. The mandatory 72 hours was provided by the Constitution, expired on the Saturday at about 4 p.m. Up to date, Sabally has not been charged with any offense whatsoever. The police and the Attorney General's chamber colluded and made an application to the High Court for Sabally's continued detention until January 5th, 2023, by which time he would have been in detention for 16 days. The supreme law of our land especially states that you cannot hold anybody beyond 72 hours without taking them to court. The police and the Attorney General's chamber know that they do not have any case against Sabally. However, they intend to restrict his constitutional fundamental human rights and freedoms so that they file a bogus ex parte application to prolong his detention. Sabally, sadly, this malicious, vindictive, and politically motivated application was granted by the High Court. The Constitution vests the same High Court the power to protect citizens from infringement of their constitutional guaranteed fundamental human rights and freedoms. In Sabally's case, it is evident that the state institutions given the constitutional mandate to protect and enforce fundamental rights and freedom are the perpetrators using the law to violate his rights and freedom. We know that the police and AG chambers want to charge Sabally with treason on Tuesday. Gambians, both here and diaspora, know that his statements are not treasonous. However, since treason is not bailable, regardless of the lack of merit of any such prosecution, Sabally will be remanded in mile 2 throughout the trial. That is the objective of the government, to put Sabally in prison so that he cannot campaign in the upcoming local government elections. This is a well-calculated move by politicians, aided and abetted by the criminal justice system of this country, just to silence Sabally. The question is, how is this any different from Yahya Jammeh weaponized the law and justice sector institutions to target political opponents? We are witnessing a reemergence of abuse of power by the state against its own citizens. Criticizing government is in a democracy. These are the principles of democracy. We have to criticize the government if they're done wrong. We demand Sabally's immediate unconditional release and an end to his political persecution. This attack on Sabally is a betrayal of the ultimate sacrifice the likes of Solo Sandeng made in 2016 to remove this country from the jaws of dictatorship. Sabally is an innocent man. Free Sabally now. And the message that we are going to chant here today is free Momodou Sabally. We are fully aware that the government of Adam Bago, this criminal government, are scared of Momodou Sabally because they know his mind can never be controlled or caged. But we have to put it to the government that you can cage Mr. Sabally physically, but he cannot cage his brain. And Sabally has inspired a great generation of young people in this country. You can keep Sabally at the detention center physically, but you cannot keep his mind there because his mind has inspired thousands of young people who are motivated, courageous, to make sure that dictatorship is not coming back to this country. And clearly, Adam Bago and this criminal government are making us walk back into dictatorship. We say no to police brutality. We say no to political persecution. Never again. Never again. Let's make it a reality. Never again. Never again. Never again. The police, it's in front of the wall that the police has tear gas all of us, and Sabally's wife is right now with the Red Cross. We don't even know his physical condition right now. He's with the Red Cross, and almost all the boys you see, the police are physically beating people. You can see Omar's mouth. And Major, everybody was, almost beaten here. So we are going back to the street to demand for his unconditional release. Whatever is there for us, we are ready to take it. Thank you all.
This is the point, and this is why my message has been very clear from the beginning, that this is not about Sabally. You see what they did to me. This is what we do in this country, and this is what we want to end. It's not just, police cannot be brutal. If the Gambia police force cannot learn how to control crowd, we cannot resist, we cannot back off, we cannot give up simply because they're going to hit us back. This is what they do. Imagine a crowd of less than 100 people, and all what we did was chant a simple message to the Gambia government, and they released tear gas. And this has been what has been here for 22 years. This is why we fought so hard, tirelessly, to ensure that we change government. And if you are seeing the same today, and citizens are very comfortable and sitting at home, it can be any of tomorrow. It can be any of us tomorrow. It can be somebody detained. It can be somebody hit on the streets simply because the person stands for justice, because the person demand for the government to respect our rights. For me, as a person, I'm not going home. I'm going back to the streets for I have been hit. For police have been brutalizing people in this country for far too long, and we're going to let it happen. This is not the new Gambia we wanted. This is never the Gambia we have fought for. We stood by everybody in this country and fought to ensure that 2016 a change comes. And if the change remains the same, if the status quo remains the same, if the situation remains the same, and citizens think eating breakfast and lunch in their houses is what will change this country, we are joking. We are going back to the streets.
Well, it is very important for us to send a message to the state. This is so unfortunate for seeing our own brother, our own mentor Momodou Sabally being captured, being arrested by this question. It is important for you to call somebody for questioning. You all knew about it. It is their right for the police to call Sabally for questioning. But after you all knew is that after 72 hours, the man should be released and go and see his parents. But detaining somebody or extending his detention is unconstitutional. Everybody know that. All the legal-minded person literally know that. The funniest part about this issue is to associate Momodou Sabally with treason. Each and every one of us knows Sabally, the person he is. If you vividly listen to the audio, he said it clear, very, very clear. 10 minutes audio. How can you go and edit only 19 minutes audio where he said, Sabally said in Mandinga, if you cannot speak Mandinga, the state, if you cannot speak Mandinga, let us interpret to you. Sabally said in Bakaninla and Tasunanla, first day house CC. What does that mean? Meaning that he said we are going to do massive and aggressive campaign. What does that mean? Meaning that we are going to be aggressive when we are campaigning, and we will make sure that we install all our all our mayors and then chairperson across the country to make sure that Barrow will give the position to Ousainou Darboe. If you're talking about treason, would he say that, okay, fine, Barrow will give position to Ousainou Darboe? Does that make sense? I'm urging each and every one of you to go back and listen to the full video of the thing. From there, you can make your own analysis out of it. But we are not going back. Sabally must be released. He's our mentor. He's our boss. He has been with us. He stood for us. And then we should make sure that we stand by him at all costs until he releases.
Okay, thank you. Kakumando ke masakunda ni police wala puye Momodou Sabally bula because amam fenke. Mbe mobilisation no ke kan on the second nga munginang. Suma all of nak setul buba. Why on the second next. Okay, nyawal kaka.
Okay, malena nuyu. Okay, boobu lu moo explain nii laa leen bëgg a wax si olof. On the 2nd of January ñu ngi ñëwaat pour protest against comme lu ñu téye Sabally nii xam nga ñu ngi ko téye si loo xam ne nekkul yoon te lii suñ ko bàyyee mu dem lu ñu doon xeex fii 22 years moo war a repeataat te ñu ne never again so slogan boobu noonu dañ ko war a taxawal te maa ngi ooj kon Gambien si boy si ndaw yi ñëpp ñu ñëw ñu jàpp si lii nekkul affaire yi Sabally yëpp. lii nekkul Sabally rek moo nekk fii moo tax ñuy génn képp koo xam ne ñu la téye te yaa ngi NPP ñu téye la sa téyewul la si yoon ñu ne ñoo génn ñu protest lii suñu right la ñii ñun ñoo leen a fay waluñ leen a ragal waaye Gambien bi daf dee silence trop si loo xam ne all right am la go protest ci biir kër la dee starté si mbedda bi mu soog a dem waaye soo toogee nga silence ngeen a téye leen kii man bokkuma si that mean ne yow da nga selfish sa boppa da nga selfish boo yow nekkuloo doomi dëkk boo xam ne da nga war a génn nga fight sa own right lii dañ bëgg mu stop su nekkul Sabally sax keneen ak keneen suñ ko téye dañoo génn ñu protest so ñun xam ne lu ñoo def nii yëpp pour keep Sabally mu noppi ñu mun a def lu ñoo def parce que Gambien ni nekkaatuñ di nelaw su gaa fekkee ne Gambien yaa ngeen nelaw ñi ngeen nax seen boppa wasalaam dañoo génnaat.
But unfortunately, what really affects me is seeing a PIU officer punch someone on his mouth. That is very discouraging. And the never again that we keep on saying it's still been violated by the police because niaje PIU officer be mutala ba junkula dato aba datela man loi mo sembo chika madiala momi ya lon ko man joran soto ya muta ya junku sembo kam because iba uniform lo kono ite ni killing nal fintita sate kono ite hanyila ka wo ke wala so but then munatina ba hide la from the uniform behind the uniforms trying to at least discourage people. And you can see, as you can see them again, they are back. Molben National Youth Monument, but they still want to continue.
You know, we protest peacefully. Katandiloko manta sonna nyina. You know, never again menkafo, and we still stand by that. On the 2nd Sunday of January, we are coming back again in the street. You know, so for ngata ni masakunda ko ndolemu masakunda ndolle keje. So na right ni na nyanto womu luwal di me anko yente ka respect le yeta yebunya